Hello legends and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast episode 418, I believe. So this is the first segment obviously of today's update. I will be recording maybe one, maybe two more, maybe more than more. I don't know. To be honest, it was a very tough morning to wake up and drive again to Dublin. Those of you that don't know what is happening recently is basically I live in Donegal town, which is northwest coast of Ireland, and Dublin obviously is on the opposite side of Ireland. It's about 220 to 130 kilometers between my home and the actual office. And I don't usually work in the office physically. I'm 100% remote. But from time to time, I go to Dublin to physically meet face to face and kind of refresh the connection, I would say, between colleagues. And also sometimes we organize social events to get together and have some fun. And company kind of funds it and allows for it. So on top of that, we have obviously our own things that we sometimes need to go for to Dublin. And this week, planets aligned not very well for us, because not only I had 3 opportunities, which is very unusual, to go to the office this week, but on top of that we had 2 different things that we could combine as a family. So my wife had appointment here and Julian had appointment in a hospital on Wednesday. So there was more, I would say, reason and justification to actually drive to Dublin. And so we did on Wednesday. And I was working, and then we sorted the hospital. Then on Thursday, yesterday, Elizabeth, my wife, and Julian, they stayed at home. And I drove myself to Dublin to spend some time on the meetings and work. And then we had like the scavenger hunt organized by the company. So it was a fun thing to walk around Dublin, do some weird tasks and solve puzzles. And that had additional benefits of, I would say, daily walk or workout, because that activity ended up with me walking about 12 kilometers yesterday. So that was a nice workout, I guess, or cardio. And today, obviously, my wife has an appointment and Julian went with her. I already remotely logged into the first meeting because we were a little bit tight on time. So I decided not to be late on the meeting, but rather do it from the car and then walk to the office, which I'm going to do now. And later on, we have the company kind of soccer football session. And after that, a little bit of work, and we'll be driving back to Donegal again. And if that wasn't enough, 3 days of driving forth and back, 3 hours each way, and going through traffic as well. Tomorrow, we will be coming back to Dublin for an overnight stay, because we have a very early flight on Sunday morning to Morocco. So 4 days of tough driving, and I expect Sunday not being much better, because when we will land in Marrakesh and we will rent a car, it is very likely that we won't be staying in Marrakesh overnight, but we will be driving straight to Agadir, which means another long drive for me. And in between, I try to do as much sleep as I can, but it's usually between, I would say, 4.5 and 6 hours. So you see that there's definitely deficit there, and it's building up night after night. So I'm a bit afraid to not hinder my immune system and not fall sick or anything like that, or not cause any danger on the road. So we'll try to manage as much as we can, but this morning wake up was tough, really tough. Drive wasn't the best as well. Well, the weather is great because you can see it's sunny and nice and clear sky here in Dublin, and I would say half of the way or more it was dry. There was not much rain along the way, so it's okay. Actually, in Donegal area and the west coast in general, it's actually raining at the moment, so they have much worse weather than we have now. But yeah, so drive itself from weather perspective and driving conditions was great, but me being tired and almost falling asleep at some stage, it was a bad sign already. So we stopped. I got some protein intake first, a bit of coffee, and I managed somehow, but I start feeling slight lurking headache. So I must make sure that I hydrate myself prior to that soccer training and not force myself too much on that session, to make sure that I have enough energy to safely come back to Donegal. So that's about 7-minute update, first segment. Technically I will be shortly, in about a couple of seconds, back with another segment, but obviously I will record it, I'd say, in an hour, 2 hours time, or maybe more, but I will stitch them together so you are just watching the whole update as a single video, while it takes a couple of segments across the day to record and stitch them together. All right, I'll be back soon. For now, let me focus on work and whatever is on the schedule. Hi guys, and welcome back. This will be a short update segment, and I just left the office and going to the car where it is parked, where my wife and Julian are. So we will be hitting the road shortly. And one of the interesting bits that I think I wrote in the blog post is that today, not surprisingly but a little bit aligned with us, is my brother who got an assignment, and he came to Ireland yesterday. He got ferry from France. He drove all the way to Sligo, and then he got another assignment in Ballina, County Mayo. So he was very close to us, but obviously we were already in Dublin when he was in Ballina, so we decided to check on us when we'll be driving towards each other. So he'll be driving towards Dublin and we will be leaving Dublin towards Donegal. So we are very likely are going to meet somewhere halfway for 5 minutes, just to give ourselves, a hug, talk a moment, and say farewell until next time. So I might meet my brother together, friend as well, and if that happens, I might actually record a segment with him, which would be cool. We'll see how it goes. if not the segment, at least I might get a picture together and post it in the blog. So this is second segment, and there seems like there might be actually a third one. Alright everyone, thank you very much for popping by. This is the last segment that I am recording now as we arrived in Donegal town, safe and sound. I didn't have enough time or opportunity really to do the video with my brother because we were so focused on just spending as much time as we could and have a chat about different things that we were kind of missing because of not seeing each other for quite a while. But at least I took a picture of all of us, all four of us together, as we stopped in Kells. Together we synced perfectly because initially we didn't know where we can meet. We knew that obviously we won't be waiting in Dublin until he arrives, but also he won't be waiting for us elsewhere because he will be short in time in terms of his assignments at work. So we initially wanted to meet in Virginia, County Cavan, but later on we decided that Lisdorf is a little bit closer to Dublin and we are about to arrive there. But it turned out that because my brother was driving kind of rural roads and via some shortcut from Carrick-on-Shannon, he was faster. He was actually in Lisdorf when I proposed that as a location, so it was obviously no point for him to waste time. So I came up with another location nearby, like on the outskirts of Kells, at the bypass, a big kind of gas station or service station with all the amenities, food, etc. So we decided to meet there. I thought that it's kind of halfway between us, so we should arrive around the same time or not wait for each other too much. And we lined up so perfectly that he actually arrived just seconds before we arrived. So it was amazing, just to see that we are not wasting each other time on waits, especially that it was already late and we knew that we still have like about 2 hours to arrive in Donegal. So we spent way more time than we were expecting, so it's pretty late. I think it's almost 10:30 p.m. So again, obviously I will feel that tomorrow morning, but at least I don't need to wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. I will probably sleep until 8 or 9 a.m. So I still have some time to get my shower done. I did satellite habits that I think I wrote in the blog post that I don't have them yet done at the time of writing, but I did them before I left office. So the update with the picture is already in the blog post. I posted some random picture that I took while I was walking back to the car and to Elizabeth and Julian in the blog, but I will post extra picture of my brother there and maybe write a small paragraph there as an edit to ensure that it is relatable, especially for those of you that might not be watching the updates and just, well, that makes no sense. If you're watching it, why am I saying that to you? So this will be more for the people that are not watching the update that I said just now and just read the blog post, so it just for them to make sense. I think I wrote something about possibility that I'll meet my brother, but I'll just add kind of extra update on top of that and add the picture to it. So if you're interested to see my brother and us together today in what's called, it's Kels, but I don't remember the name of that complex because it has a kind of branding, but it was basically a Circle K station and some other amenities as a single complex at the outskirts of Kels, as I said. So that's it for today. I'm going to the house as fast as I can, get myself ready for bed. We did short TikTok live. At the end, I introduced Julian to the audience, to people that are kind of common and regular, viewers of lives. So to get his confidence going, because I want him to also kind of get more into safe way of building brand via lives or the social media, which obviously has its dangers, but I want for him to get used to that presence and talking in front of live. And obviously the live was set on the road, so they couldn't see us, but that's the first step for me to get Julian used to, I would say, public speaking of some sort. And later on, obviously, once he's confident, it will naturally traverse into showing his face, gestures, and just being in front of people later on, because it's an important skill, I think, which I didn't develop properly in my life, and I want him to be equipped as he goes. That's it for today. As I said, once again, thank you very much for coming. I always appreciate your time spending on listening to my updates. And I hope you have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening. Stay tuned, because tomorrow we'll be driving to Dublin with our luggage ready to roll. We will spend the night in the hotel, and very, very early morning we will be flying to Morocco. So next week sounds exciting. I'm a bit tired, so I need to get some healthy stuff like honey, lemon, some ginger if I have, and get my immune system boosted a little bit. Some zinc and vitamin C as well, to get whatever was lost in the last couple of days. The soccer went well. I got some bloody scratch on my calf, but other than that, no injuries, thankfully. So it was a great day. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.